without having had one public hearing, without using any precedent, and changed the entire tax system of the country, tilting it clearly to the people at the very top. And when they say, as they certainly will, well, we've been doing hearings for 5 years. We never had one hearing on this legislation, not one. We did not seek testimony from one witness in the conference committee. We got to offer opening statements with no amendments. There was no chance for any input on our side. More than anything else, this is a missed opportunity. This was a missed chance to take a system that we all know to have fallen into competitive failure across the globe. But instead, they decided to go it alone. So here's the way you want to think of this for those of you who are following this debate. They are borrowing $2.3 trillion for the purpose of cutting the top tax bracket from 39.6% to 37% and calling that middle-class tax relief. They are doubling the exemption on the estate tax to $22 million and calling that middle-class tax relief. They are eliminating the alternative minimum tax for people at the very top and calling it middle-class tax relief. By the 10th year of this tax proposal, 83% of the benefit accrues to the people at the very top of our economic system. That is not in dispute. And they say things like, well, in 5 years, we're going to correct this measure. Then they talked about the idea that somehow this was about simplicity. When you get into the phase-ins and the phase-outs, you're all going to pass out from trying to read this tax proposal. The complexity that they add to the system is unparalleled, all to secure a tax cut for people at the top. So here we are in the holiday season, and they're telling us, by the way, that if we just borrow this money, that everything's going to be fine. What did they say about borrowing when Bill Clinton was president? What did they say about borrowing when Barack Obama was president? They lecture us day in and day out in an unyielding manner, even though the economic performance of Clinton and Obama outweighed the two Republican presidents in between. So here's the game plan for the holiday season. On your credit card, you know what the holiday hangover is? People go out and use their credit cards and they figure out all year how to try to pay for it. It's going to take you more than 10 years to try to pay for this, all upon the spurious notion that they guarantee economic growth, as the president said, by the way, that's going to exceed 6%. 6%. They're telling us that the stock market's gone up because of them, even though it's gone up since March of 2009. They're telling us now that this is going to spur unparalleled economic growth, even though the economy's been growing for 88 straight months. All on the credit card for the American people. Mr. Speaker, this is the worst piece of legislation that's come from the House in the 29 years that I have served here, and I yield back the balance of my time.
Time's expired. The gentleman from Massachusetts' time has expired. The gentleman from Texas is recognized. House will come to order. The gentleman from Texas is recognized.
So, Mr. Speaker, yield myself the remaining balance time, and I say to my Democratic colleagues, worst bill in 29 years with Obamacare, don't sell yourself short. So, today we have a choice to make. We can either stick with the status quo, we just heard it. We can take bold action to overhaul this broken tax code and restore hope and opportunity, prosperity to Americans. Our choice is clear, and we have made ours. We will vote to send this bill to President Trump's desk to get real tax reform done for the American people for the first time in 31 years. We will deliver for the American people. I encourage my colleagues to join me in support of this bill. With that, I yield back the balance of my time.
The gentleman yields back the balance of his time. All time for debate has expired. Pursuant to House Resolution 668, the previous question is ordered. The question is on the motion by the gentleman from Texas. All those in favor will say aye. Aye. Those opposed say no. No. The ayes have it. The motion is agreed to. Gentleman from Massachusetts.
Mr. Speaker, with that I ask for the yeas and nays.
The yeas and nays are requested. Those favoring a vote by the yeas and nays will rise. A sufficient number having risen, the yeas and nays are ordered. Members will record their votes by electronic device. Pursuant to Clause 8 of Rule 20, this 15-minute vote on the motion to concur will be followed by a 5-minute vote on suspending the rules and passing H.R. 1159. This is a 15-minute vote.
All right, folks, welcome. My name is Jen. I'm from Golden State Times. Good morning, good afternoon, depending on where you're at. Right now, what they're voting on is to agree with changes made by the Senate yesterday. So they have to agree with those changes made by the Senate. So that's what this is. Next is actually going to be the real vote for the House bill, which it was passed yesterday in the House, and then they screwed up, and then they had to do it all over again today, which is very embarrassing. But it's Paul Ryan, so now hopefully it'll go through one more time, and then President Trump is set to speak a little bit right after it passes the House. A full victory once it passes the House. Last night it passed the Senate, so now it went to the House again, and it's going to get voted on again, and then President Trump is going to be speaking on the victory. Hopefully he signs today, maybe tomorrow on the bill. So stay tuned, folks. Please share the stream, give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys on the chat.
On this vote, the yeas are 224 and the nays are 201. The motion is adopted. Without objection, the motion to reconsider is laid upon the table. The unfinished business is on the vote on the motion from the gentleman from Florida, Mr. Dunn, to suspend the rules and pass HR 1159 as amended, on which the yeas and nays are ordered. The clerk will report the title of the bill.
HR 1159, a bill to provide for continuing cooperation between the National Aeronautics and Space Administration and the Israel Space Agency and for other purposes.
The question is, will the House suspend the rules and pass the bill as amended? Members will record their votes by electronic device. This is a 5-minute vote.
All right, folks, I guess that was that. It took me by surprise. Okay, so I guess now it's going straight to the president. It has passed both the House and the Senate, and now it's going to the president's desk. We're going to be shutting down. We're going to be preparing the live stream for President Trump coming in just a little while. Make sure that you are subscribed to the channel. You click the notification bell. President is about to speak in just a little while regarding the victory of HR1, which is a tax cuts and reform bill. So make sure that you guys join us here live at Golden State Times. I'll see you guys in just a few minutes. We'll be putting up the live stream, and the president will be speaking soon. Now, we don't know 100% if he's going to vote it today or he might vote it tomorrow. Sign it today or sign it tomorrow. But we know that he is speaking within the next few minutes. So thank you very much for watching. Give this stream a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys on the chat on President Trump's speech in just a few minutes. Thank you.